Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Victoria Ayadele Fash. If it's your first time here, thank you so much for joining me. For a subscriber, I love you, I appreciate you so much. Thank you for always coming back. So today we didn't plan this. We just happened to be both seated in the living room after church, and I'm like, you know what, let's do the video together. And as a sweet husband that he is, he obliged. In case you're not aware, this is my husband. Can you introduce yourself, baby?
Hi everyone. My name is Mr. Fash. Yes. What else? Okay.
Yes, his name is Mr. Fash. My name is Victoria Fash. And today's video is going to be a very quick one. I try to make it brief these days. Today, so we'll continue from what we started last week. Some of the questions that you guys asked.
Continue.
Me and the audience. Oh, okay. I know you weren't here.
I just wanted to clarify.
You started. Anyway, so we'll continue with the video today. From last week, answering the questions that you guys asked. So this question is a bit related to what I discussed last week already, but this time, since my husband is here, I will let him do most of the talking because I'm always setting him up. I'm going to let him do all the talking, or most of the talking, just so that you get a perspective from the male's perspective, right? So she said, "Good afternoon, Victoria. Thank you so much for the beautiful content and messages you put on YouTube. In the video before the one you just dropped, you asked us to send questions on the things that we needed clarifications on. And I actually wanted to, but given the kind of person I am, especially being someone who likes bottling things up, I just decided against it. However, watching today's video made it seem as if you were talking to me. And I decided to send a DM. I had to. So I've been dating my partner for close to 3 years. And just like you, I was raised to be an independent lady. Also, I hated the idea of his money, our money. His money is our money, but my money is my money. Remember, we discussed that last week. I believe in splitting the bills, and so before we started dating, I made my beliefs known to him. I remember the time we started dating, that was the time that I wanted to change my phone. And I was ranting to him about how the money has increased, and he was apologizing on how he could not give me money to add to it at the time. So we started dating shortly after the phone incident. Whenever we go to date, we split our bills. He would pay for the food, I'd pay for the Uber. Yes, he doesn't have a car, which I did not even have a problem with at the time. Anyway, it went on and now it went on and now it is getting tiring for me, because down to the little bills now we split them. I could want this thing and I would expect him to get it for me, but he'll just offer to give me a certain fraction of the money while I'm left to sort out the remaining. I understand that these things have been happening since we started dating, but I think I'm getting tired. Sometimes I feel like there are days I should be taken care of. Shortly before I watched today's video, we had a huge argument, and it was because we wanted to buy something. I asked if I should use my money or his, and he got angry, saying I'm always sensitive when it comes to issues of money, especially when it comes to my money. And I have not always been like that. He also mentioned that I've been seeing things on social media and on other people's relationships, and now trying to dump what I believe on him because of that. Now, the issue is, I understand him, but then I feel like there should be times when I am not obligated to split bills. Or do you think that do you also think my beliefs are changing because of the things I see online? Sorry, my message is long, because my belief still remains the same. I just feel once in a while that I should be allowed to not spend. By the way, we are engaged now and we'll be getting married next year. And we had an extensive conversation after the fight. He's of the opinion that he's trying his best. And I actually know, but sometimes I want to be babied. So that was a long one. Did you get the gist of it?
Yeah.
All right. So what's your opinion? So let's start with, okay. Do you believe in 50-50?
No. I think it's a recipe for disaster. And the reason is because you guys will have to keep talking about money and using ruler to measure each expenditure, I think it's going to put unnecessary strain on the relationship. And that's just what I feel.
So what do you believe? If it's not 50-50, then what?
I think this is it. A man should be a man, a woman should be a woman. Now, traditionally, or at least us as Africans, let's be realistic. It's presumed that men are supposed to be the providers, while women are supposed to be supports. So I think that is important for relationships and marriage. But if I'll speak generally, I'll say that first of all, individuals need to understand their money language. Just like when they talk about love language or emotional intelligence, that we have certain predilections, it's the same with money. Some people are hoarders, they don't spend. They want to have the money in their account.
Case in point.
No, I'm not even a hoarder per se. Some people are savers. They want to save. In fact, after the savings, maybe they save for 10 years, the money is due, they collect it, they want to save again. I'm one of those people.
Yeah.
Now, and there are some people that spend, they are spontaneous. Like, they are so, they think about, most of those people though, there are two kind of spontaneous spenders. They are spendthrifts. Those are ones that just spend anything looks good to them. You understand? Then there are the other types that are emotional, in the sense that if there's a need around them, they will solve it. It does nothing. You know,
if you want to talk to me, talk to me.
They are that kind. Do
you know, my husband was telling his brother the other day. I used to say I have problem. I don't know how to say no. When somebody has problem, I feel like I need to fix it. I'm listening.
So there are those kind of people that are like that. So there are several money languages. So individually, you have to understand your money language. Then you can now see how your partner's money language complements yours and how better to manage it. The reason I'm saying that was, when I started talking about learning a bit about money, most of the people that I idolized or that I consider my mentors all had their finances managed by their wives. Do you understand? But except for maybe Reverend Sam. Because Reverend Sam says his wife is like you. They want to solve people's problem. So that changed, because all my mind I was like, but
I still manage money.
My wife will manage money. Now, it's not like you don't manage money, but when it borders on house money
is him. Yes.
And that's because of my personality.
I will use it to do charity.
I'm a saver. I mean, in my head, if a problem comes, depending on the level of the issue, when people come with needs, it depends on how serious that thing is. And my relationship,
still come and ask me for permission.
And my relationship with that person and all that. So there are some things that will happen that normally, I mean, my relation with the people, the family and all those ones suggest that, okay, we should do this or do that. And of course, I also always talk to my wife, and it's vice versa when it comes to things like that. And so we have to check because of our money, what do you call it? Personality. It helps us to check each other. Like, so when after identifying your money personality, it helps you know what to do and what not to do, or how to go about finances and all that one.
All right. So let's bring it back to, this lady, right? So obviously there are issues, they have different expectation, financial expectation, in marriage, which, to be honest, I don't blame you. Right? Because every woman, I always say this, there are some load that a woman was never created to carry. Whether remember that video we're watching the other day, like babies, boy and girl, and they hit the girl's head, like they didn't hit her head, the parents will hit their hand and say, oh my God, sorry, and pretend as if it was the baby's head, but they didn't hit the child's head. And all the boys are like, oh no, you didn't touch me, oh no, you didn't hit me, and all the girls in the video were crying, and these were babies. That's to tell you that whilst I agree, you are supposed to be a helper. That is your role from heaven, to help the person. Right? but I am supposed to help, not take up the responsibility. Because there is still a level of care that a woman requires. It is not because we are spoilt. It's not because we are entitled. It is the way we are created. We want to be taken care of. We want our husband to take care of. It's an innate feeling. Even those abroad, that live abroad, that did not grow up with a lot of, traditional beliefs that, a man is the one that should provide everything. There are still some level of things that they believe their husband should be able to provide, for them, right? So it might not be monetary, but many of them, when you go to their houses, the man is in the kitchen, the man takes care of the baby, the man, those are some of the values that they grew up with, knowing that this is the way my husband should take care of me in marriage. That's their own expectation. In African culture, those things do not apply. It is money. So money is almost, the provision is almost like what the woman sees as care. So sometimes when we are comparing abroad and this, some of the things that men do abroad, there are men abroad that are comfortable being the house husband.
Yes, no.
But in Africa, it's not a thing, at least, not yet.
I think the first time that occurred to me was somebody did an illustration that when a man is late at work and he wants to tell his boss or his boss that, okay, this is why I'm late.
Yeah.
It probably takes responsibility.
Yeah.
I did this, I'm late, this one. But a woman is emotive.
We will go emotional.
She will explain.
Over-explain.
So that you will
feel sorry. Yes,
for her.
True.
When that thing occurred to me, I now realized that, it reinforced the idea that we're different. And so what makes us tick is different. The point I'm making is that even when your wife is a billionaire, and you're also a billionaire or not, she wants things that she can see. This is what my husband bought.
Yes, for me.
This is what my husband did for me. So okay, yeah. I was having a discussion with someone a few days back, and the person was telling me that some of the ladies he's talking to, that one of them even said, cannot do 50-50 with any man, or this one, that one, that is strong. It doesn't know how to approach the matter. And I said, this is the thing, that there's no definite formula, but this is the thing. You have to lay the ground. And when you lay the ground, you walk the path. That when I told my wife that before we got married, that there's nothing like our money, it was not just words, it was in action. And she could see it. That it was not, it doesn't mean we never had one or two issues about money, because we still needed to understand each other sufficiently. Like this lady now spoke about when her phone was spoiled and the man was apologizing. If you know how many years it took me to understand that when a woman complains about certain things, she wants solution.
Not sorry.
I thought it was
she wants sorry too.
No, I thought you were stating. Then when a lady says, "Oh, my data will finish," I thought you are informing me so that I'll not be bothered if I cannot reach you online. I didn't know that I was supposed to do the data. It took a long time. So that means that and individual peculiarity in communicating those things are different. So you'd have to understand how your partner speaks and all those ones. That just goes to certain things, helping us understand each other. So I told the person that, so you have to walk the talk. So the person has to know that when it borders on them, you do not do this or you do not do that. So all through my relationship, till we got married, up till now, my wife has access to my account. I think she even has PIN of some of my ATMs, just that she'll forget it. Just like me. If you give me PIN ATM today to use, if you're not careful, I'll get it to the ATM and call you again. Because those information does not stay in my head like that. So she has access to my account. I have access to account, all those ones and all those ones. And we know what account we don't touch. That, okay, this account, or this is this one. Before money comes out of that account, both of us have to be in consonance. We have to be in consonance before money goes out of those kind of account. And we understand each other like that. So I was just trying to explain that you have to set a lead and follow through with that lead. When a person tells you that, I know it's repulsive to some of us, especially considering I know the person's background, I know that we have similar traits in certain things. I say it may irritate your ear, but maybe try and understand where the person is coming from. If you understand where this person is coming from, maybe you can help the person lower all those bar. Because most times when people come and say, I cannot do this with any man,
it's from somewhere.
It's from something that they experienced.
Or someone around them
yes,
experienced.
And you cannot correct a mistake that's not your own. When maybe your uncle, your parents made a mistake, it's not your job to correct it.
Yeah.
Your own job is to learn from it and set a different pattern for yourself. Like, okay, this is what we will do. This is how I will do this one and all those ones. But it should not be in reaction to those things. So maybe if you understand the experience, you guys may be able to talk it out and all those ones. Because he was not asking me, when it comes to feeders in the house, how do you share it and all those ones? I said, it's not hard. I carry the big bills. It's not... Well,
and let me just say also that it's not necessary. When we're in Nigeria, I said there is a dynamic between our finances here and Nigeria.
Yeah.
When we're in Nigeria, we're earning almost the same thing. I did not expect him to carry all the big bills, right? So, when he mentioned that it's not 50-50, it's 100-100. We are both bringing, and sometimes somebody's bringing 20, the other person is compensating with the 80, right? Sometimes it's the other way. So it's a thing of how do we work together, right? So now, obviously, I'm earning less than he is, right? And definitely he's going to pay more of the bills. And if, in the future, we are both earning maybe almost the same thing, or even if I earn higher, but with our bills, it depends on, our bills and everything.
Yeah.
To come back to, the issue, I think you guys, a solution I might say, right, that you guys might implement in your marriage. My husband mentioned that we have an account for household things. Because yes, it's true. As a baby girl, I want to live baby girl life. I don't want I want to be able to give people money without explaining. My husband still asked me the other day. I've not answered him till today.
I mean, so I do like how
I know he did like it, but I know that it's in your mind. He saw it, and because anybody except for my account, it gets the alert. And he asked me, who did you send this money? It was actually somebody from YouTube. And I sent him money to. I don't know the person. But so I cannot do that with our money.
Exactly.
Right? I cannot do that with the household money. So I have my personal savings that if I feel like I want to give people money, it comes out of I'm not going to meet him to say this and this and this and that. It comes out of my personal fund. If I want to buy clothes for myself, or I want to do this, that I know that it's unnecessary. It's not a need. It's a want. I want to buy food.
But if I want to buy clothes for myself, I have to take permission. But it's okay.
What brought that one inside this conversation? No, now, but you have your own funds that you use to get certain things.
But even before I use my funds, I had to collect permission.
It's the situation in the background that is the problem.
No, but I mean, it's absolutely true that in marriage or relationship like that, do not have the idea that the marriage or the relationship is about the both of you. I know that a lot of things is going on. And the world as it is has helped people to improve their selfishness. Human beings are by default selfish, but it has heightened it. So people now feel pride in saying, in manifesting their selfishness. But in a marriage or a relationship that's maybe forward thinking, you cannot do things like that. You have to know that it's about the both of you. And so when it's the both of you, you are safe. I know that the worry often by most people is that, okay, after all that one, what if that one? You see, you cannot think that way.
In marriage.
If you want to move
have
forward.
A good home, yeah.
Yes. You can't have...
I will invest everything and then he will leave me.
I will save this one. You see, this is the thing. Because I like saving. I save more than my wife does.
Yeah.
But all the savings is not still mine.
Yeah.
Do you get the point?
Funny, I'm the one that has personal savings out of the two of us. All his own savings is household savings.
Do you understand? I was telling that
because I'm the one. Period. What does my husband buy? Not on a weekly basis. I buy this in the house every week.
Yeah. So I was telling that person who asked. I said, when it comes to household before, that at a point I was shoveling everything. But I could see that when I showed her everything and my wife has money, she will say, you are repeating this cloth, she'll buy another one. She'll say, this one is not, I don't like how this thing is. She will use her own money to go and buy things for the house that ordinarily I should have bought, but maybe because I was already stretched, there's no, may I'll just lock up.
Excess fund, yeah.
I said, so you see things like that, so you will know that this person. And so when at a point we decided that okay, we need to increase our savings for a particular purpose.
Yeah.
We now decided that okay, I handle this, she handles that.
All of that, yeah.
I said, but out of whatever she's
But
handling,
you know, funny enough, we didn't have a conversation like that.
and
It was just like
because we understand how we do things.
Yeah.
Now. I said, so I was not telling you, I said, but does not mean that there are not things I will still take charge of.
Yeah.
Even though it's out of those ones. I said, so anytime they send me to market, say go to the mall.
You know, I'm not giving you shishi.
So the fact that we say, okay, my wife will handle food, I'll handle this one, doesn't mean she says, help me buy this one.
You not say you bring money.
I say even if
sometimes you usually tell me I will not answer you.
I said, she's not going to answer me. I said, so I know that one. And then there are times when you see something and be like, oh, my wife will like this thing and still buy it. I said, at the end of the day, after expense in a month or whatever, how much is left for me is usually very tiny.
Very, very
But
tiny.
that does not mean that I have to do the things that a man does.
Yeah.
So that my wife can feel like a woman should.
Yeah.
So you have to be able to do things like that. Maybe your wife wants to make her hair, or your girlfriend wants to make her hair, and she's telling you, I'm going to go and make my hair tomorrow. How much is the hair? She tell you, you know you cannot afford it.
Yeah.
So you did not say anything. You just lock up. Me, that's what I'll probably do. Then later, I'll just give her something and say, I could not give you anything that day. Just manage it. Do you understand? It may not be enough, but at least it communicates that the reason I cannot handle it is because I don't have enough, not because I'm not interested in stuff like that. I mean, we used to joke about it that when it comes to buying things for myself, I have limits. I can tell myself that I cannot buy a shoe more than so amount. Even though I like shoe, I think everybody knows that already. So, but if she wants to buy, and I mean, go they say,
it's the one that will be doing that shoe, and you go above and beyond.
Yes. Because that's how it's supposed to be.
And he will give me, I will collect, he will balance it. He will give me in addition, or he will pay for it.
That's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, because
there are things women want to feel. At least from the part of the world we are from, women want to feel taken care of. They want. I'm just particular because at least our culture and all those norms ingrain it in us. So women want to feel certain way. They need to know that their partner or their husband can take care of them in this way. It may be little things. I think both of you need to have the discussion, frankly speaking, and understand why. And also, this thing makes us vulnerable, and vulnerability is not something we are mostly good at, both men and women. I think men are worse, but in the sense that when you dig in and find why you act certain way, sometimes it's difficult conversation to have. But this is important because you guys want to get married, and money will always come up.
Always.
So until my wife does not like talking about money before we got married. Now we can talk about money.
Now
easily.
We do easily.
But then, oh God,
the very first fight we had in our marriage, when we're dating, was because of money. Because I asked him for money for the. Do you know what? It took me everything in my life to ask him for money. And then I asked him, and he said, oh, what do you need it for? Out of concern. But to me, I'm like, how dare you ask more? I'm not even, you are telling me what do I need the money? It became a big fight. That's it. I was so sensitive about issues of money. And that's just because I like to have my own. Without question, I've been independent since forever. As soon as I left my parents' house, the only thing my mom was responsible for was my tuition, my rent, my everything. I got a job. I don't like to have conversations about money, right? But now we are very much flexible about those things, right? And there are a lot of things I had to learn also, from him, when it comes to money wise. But this is what I would say: don't go into marriage saying that it will get better. No, have an agreement. As long as it has become an issue for you, it is not going to sort itself out. You guys need to find a formula that works for you. So I would suggest, right, maybe you guys have a conversation around it. Have a fund that out of my salary, this amount, this percentage is what I am willing to put into the family's account. this is what I expect you to be able to put, but what do you think? Now, it doesn't mean that it is cast in stone. There will be days that you will need to put 100. There will be days that he might need to do more. But at least you have a formula in your head that, okay, this is what we are working with. And that fund helps us for the things of the house. And then I am able to do this. Now, when it now comes to, I want him to get me something and all, don't assume men know. They don't know. Mr. Pastor Mildred did say something. They don't. You have to literally spell it out for them sometimes, because it takes a while for them to get it. My husband is way better now, and it took like how many years into marriage for him to become better. And since we're dating till now, tell him your expectation, tell him you understand, and you said it that he's trying. Acknowledge it. The days that he does it,
praise him
like he will never forget. 2 weeks later, I keep telling him, babe, that thing you got me that day, thank you. I really appreciate that. The day my husband told me, I want to take you out on a date, he didn't hear the end of it, because I've been asking him to take me on it. I'm the one that been arranging dates for 2 years in the marriage.
Because that's
not who he is.
Yeah, that's the thing. We don't know a number of things. I don't know about women, but I know that for us men, when your partner or your spouse praises you for something you did, you want to do
you want to do more.
It's just natural. You that thing will just well in you to do it again, because you can. It makes you feel good that you are appreciated and all that. I think women do, but I can't speak in details about our women. But I know that for us men, so I'm just saying that because of what my wife said. I appreciate him for all the things,
little effort he makes,
that he has been making.
Even that half, that fraction that he's giving you as a contribution. Appreciate him. Tell him, I love this. Thank you. I like that. You make him feel so good about it. The next time, the fraction will increase.
Exactly. So like that. There are a lot of things that my wife taught me, either directly or indirectly, when it comes to things like that. I mean, you heard that. All those things like dates or even birthday is nothing to me. I mean, and that's because of me.
And
but you have to understand that the person you're with is different, and the way you like things to be does not have to affect their own enjoyment of how they are. So you have to make compromise. So there are things I still don't like, but I know that this is what so I have to do them, and vice versa.
Definitely.
It goes both ways.
Yeah,
so
that thing that you're looking for from him, do it for him. He doesn't contribute your phone, buy him a phone. You will be surprised if it's a person that really loves you. I mean, if you can afford it, please don't go and do what you cannot afford. Okay, if it's a person that really loves you. Love is giving. When the Bible says give yourself to your husband, wife, give yourself to your husband, give yourself. You are giving to it. When you give, there is a response. If there's love in his heart for you, which I'm sure there is if you are getting married, there is something in him that wants to do better. When I get my husband a tab for his birthday, the next year he's thinking of something that is bigger and better than what I got him for his own birthday, for my own birthday. You always want to beat each other at doing good. But if you are waiting for him to take initiative, I'm telling you, most of the time, the woman is the one that would start it. You will be the one to buy him things when he does not expect. You get him a gift for nothing. It's not his birthday, it's not nothing. You just saw something. You know how many times I bought my husband Christmas gift. Christmas clothes first before he got me a Christmas gift, because to him he was so surprised. I remember, I can never forget that day. It's like, which year did he get Christmas clothes? He kept showing everybody, my wife bought me Christmas clothes and stuff. It was for, is it Jesus? Is it the one that they gave birth on Christmas Day? No, but I just did it because it's something that I want in the future, and it manifests. We see those things. Our anniversary, my husband left to him. Oh, happy anniversary, everybody go. But I made it a plan that every of our anniversary we must do something, and it's a tradition that we have carried on until now. But it's something that I had to, and you know what? Having to means that sometimes you have to fund it. Right? So I want us to go and watch a movie. I want him to take me to watch a movie, but he's not. Yes, he feels bad. I feel bad that he's not taking that initiative, but I take him there. But then I see the next day what he's doing, or after we go on the movie, he pays for the movie tickets. He does all the other things. I understand, but then you grow. You get better. Don't be afraid and think, because we're having all these issues now, our marriage is going to be difficult. It's not going to. No. Men, they will learn. Because many of them, I don't know about your partner, they've not had time to practice. Even those that have had plenty girlfriends. most of those relationships are probably maybe just sexual, or maybe just it was not deep, as intimate as, a person that you decided to get married to, right? But they grow and they learn. Even you yourself, you will grow and you will learn some of these things that, it's not buying me this, not buying that. In a lot of ways now, it's not even it's not even an argument. He's the one that will tell me that I saw this wristwatch, I said that, no, babe, no. You've bought me enough, it's okay, let's save the money, right? But but when you grow in marriage, some of these things become less and less relevant. But go in with a plan. This is our household fund, this is the money we use for everything that concerns the two of us and our home and our marriage, right? This fund is for me, you have your own. Now, in that our personal funding, I expect that we still do things for each other. So it's our birthday, it's our anniversary, it's Jesus' birthday, it's anybody, or in a normal day, I'm going to book somewhere, let's go for a date. Or the next day I tell him, you are the one booking next month's dates. So I tell him in advance. Sometimes I will tell him where. It's because they don't know. My husband will be asking me, I don't know where we are going. With all the restaurant is playing to this Abuja, you still don't know where you can take me. I will still tell him where. I will tell him the time to take me to where we are both going, right? But it's still you that will take up that responsibility. But sometimes I have to be the one to, to help out. So all those things that you need, it's not because, you mentioned that, maybe you are being it's not necessary. Yes, it has a role to play. My husband already mentioned your background, the things you saw growing up, even the things you see on social media, they will have some effect on you, but that's not necessary. As a woman, there is an innate need to be taken care of, which is normal, right? So there is nothing abnormal about you, right? You just need to apply wisdom in how you go about that conversation and, how you guys go about it. But go in with a plan, right? And then build from that, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Is that all?
Yeah, I think that's about, we've covered everything.
Yeah, all right.
I think so. I just think have the conversation and talk it out, understand each other, and tell him your expectation. Many times women, we don't know.
They didn't.
So tell him your expectation. Yeah. He may struggle with it. In fact, the fact that he objects does not mean he will not think about
it. True.
So, but over time, things will improve. As long as you can, show, because when it comes to expressiveness of certain things, not all men have that grace. So it will take you a while. And I'm sure for him to have gotten to that point where he's seeing 50-50, something wired that. And to unwire or undo that, it will take a painstaking effort and all that. And don't forget, we are all a work in progress. I know that the social media makes it look like one person is perfect, the other,
you'll be surprised.
We all are becoming improved version of ourselves. The more time we spend together and to rub off on each other. So those are things that will happen. I don't think, like my wife said, that you're particularly influenced by social media, all those ones. Who does not want to say that this
my
is what?
My husband got me this.
Even us men, I know how we feel when we say,
my husband always making anything I get him. If he gets to work now, my husband, it's my wife that got me this.
In fact, it became a thing that if I don't want somebody to collect something from me, I'll say it's my wife that buys it. Because they know that once it's my wife that buys it, there's nothing else to say. Do you understand? And all that one. So that's like that.
Yeah. So I really pray that God will help you. We give you the wisdom to navigate, but don't be afraid. I'm sure that before you decided that you want to get into marriage, this person loves you and you love him. Once there is love there is all. I know my husband mentioned something that even if it comes with, at least I know that about him. I'm not going to generalize. Sometimes I bring up an idea. My husband is anti it. He would I would give a lot of loyalty speech about why this is not right. And then 2 weeks later, I will come and say, no, that thing you said that day, I think you are not wrong. I think we should do this and that. And sometimes he will not come back and tell me that. But those things, I will see him start doing it. It goes to a point that I would say things, even though when we have an argument, it leaves my mind. Because I know that even though he argued, he would think about it and he would do the right thing. And always go back to God. Always, anything you need from your spouse, don't underestimate the power of prayer and the power of the Holy Spirit to change the heart of a person. This man, I will ask him, I will write to my journal, it doesn't do this, it doesn't take me out, it doesn't shake the call. I will, they only say, you shut up, why do you complain too much? And all of that. And he said, instead of that, start to say what you want to see in him. Start to pray that he becomes that person that you want him to be, and stop complaining about what he is not, because that is what you will continually see. But when you start saying and praying and calling him what you want him to be, you will start to see those things, and he will start to become those things instead of complaining about what he is not. Right? I pray that God will give you wisdom to navigate it, and I really wish you guys a happy marriage. Just have that conversation, and remember, go in with a plan and build on that. All right? God will help you in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you guys so very much. If you have any advice for this lady, please leave it in the comment section below. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate you guys. Until we meet again, I still remain Victoria Ayodele Fash, and this intelligent man here is
Mr. Fash.
Mr. Fash. We'll see you guys in the next one. Okay? Bye.
Bye.
Mwah.